What's the most fun you can have with $20? Go to a garden store and acquire plant friends. R. Succulents is a surprisingly good subreddit. Personally, going to the small independent movie house is pretty fun. Tickets are cheaper than the Cineplex, and there's a cafe next door that the movie house allows you to bring in food from. The few times I get off work early, I like to make an afternoon of it and go grab a late lunch or early dinner and bring it in to watch a nice movie. Since they show mostly indie movies, the afternoons are pretty empty. That combination tends to make me feel more relaxed than going to the Cineplex at night, where it's always jam-packed with people who talk at the screen too much. Was gonna go out to town with the boys one night. Ended up just going to the supermarket to grab a couple of crates and a pizza each. Between us, we just ended up paying $20 each for what we got and had a great time just bantering at the mate's house and played some video games in peace instead of having to trudge through town in the rain. It was a good night. Edit. A crate is just New Zealand slang for a box of beers. Go into Dollar Tree, feel like a king. Holy shit, that's actually a dope idea. 5 containers for leftovers, 2 boxes of movie theater candy, a bag of decorative marbles, a box of crayons and a coloring book, a lip gloss, a pregnancy test, and a Thanksgiving turkey yard decoration. If it was 7-year-old me, then there'd be 20 bags of marbles just to flex on my siblings. Too bad dollar store marbles all look the same. Sort of takes the fun out of playing marbles. There's this vending machine at my job that occasionally spits out 2 sodas when you buy one. It feels like winning the lottery. I think I've spent about $20 so far this year on it. Maybe they intentionally set it up like that to make people use it more often. That's the idea behind loot boxes. Gambling. Your soda now comes with a sense of pride and accomplishment on the side. Buy some ingredients and bake a dump cake, some hot cocoa, and rent a movie. Alternatively, buy a shitload of popcorn kernels, some chocolate, some salt and some sugar. Make 1 batch of salted chocolate popcorn, 1 batch of caramel popcorn. Pay your Netflix subscription for the month with the rest of your money. Alternatively, get a shitload of chips and buy 2 liters of kvass. Use torrent and you'll end up with $10 to spare. Save money, steal. Chuck E. Cheese and their 1 token per game policy. These days it's a play card where you can buy 30 minutes of unlimited gameplay for $10. Boy, do I feel old. Oof. In Vegas about, Jesus, a decade ago, there was a place called GameWorks. $20 got you a card that played all the games for like 6 hours infinitely. No games with prizes though. Because yeah, was fucking amazing. Best arcade experience I had in my entire life. Honestly, did the entire tourist bullshit thing in Vegas, and probably my favorite thing was that bloody arcade. I went there in my city every year for my birthday. One year, my sisters surprised me at GameWorks for my birthday by coming home from college. That was the same night my mom surprised us by telling us she had cancer. GameWorks closed later that year. What a fucking roller coaster. My mom lived, by the way. If you live near Dallas, take your $20 to the Bishopside Arcade. Open from 10 a.m. to midnight. $10 gets you in the door. All the games are free, and you have $10 left for cider, with 24 taps. Work in a cider tap room. Confirmed. Come in on a slow weekday. Cider, beer, sausage and Super Nintendo can be had for $20. Be nice and you'll get the 30% industry discount. First exchange it for $20 worth of nickels. Then sneak into a friend's house and place said nickels on top of the blades of a ceiling fan while it's turned off. Then just sit back and wait for inevitable angry call after they spring the trap and make it hail. on themselves. Or just tape a nickel at the far end of one blade to throw it off balance and watch him descend into madness as he can't sleep due to the racket his unbalanced fan now makes. You know this from experience, don't you? Ceiling fan pranks have always been the best. I remember once my friends and I rented a house on the beach and someone decided that throwing an egg very hard up was a great idea. Indeed, it was because it wasn't smashed by the fan, but somehow it went all the way to the ceiling, broke, and then dripped down and got thrown everywhere by the fan. Arcades, if there's one around you. My local one does hourly play, so $20 is 2 hours of free play on any machine. Edit. I know you can get a $20 game on Steam that you can play for 80 hours. Comparing an arcade to a Steam game is like comparing a rec center to an at-home basketball hoop. Mine is $12 for an unlimited all-day pass, all on vintage machines. Best ever. I have one in my town that's $7 for unlimited play for students like me. $10 normally. They have tons of classic cabinets, but also a massive collection of both modern and classic consoles and hundreds of games for them. Going with a friend is a great time. You can take you and half of your date to a movie. Sorry, I don't have enough to buy your ticket, but I can pay for your torso's ticket. Here I go killing again. Put it in your pocket and take a nap while your kids are at grandma's. Edit. Not a guy. Love my kids and naps. They aren't mutually exclusive. This guy knows what's up. Taps forehead. You never have to send the kids to grandma's if you never have kids. My wife and I were thinking about not having kids. I'm not sure how to tell them though. $1 Sunday at my local racetrack. Admission, beer, mimosas, hot dogs, and tenders are all $1. Making small bets and being with friends. $20 will get you a great time. Edit. Golden Gate Fields in the Bay Area for those asking. $1 mimosas would be very dangerous for me. Same. That sounds fucking awesome. I went to Bottomless Mimosas a few months ago and they stopped serving me. The mimosas weren't bottomless. Dude, these sound like the actions of a man who had all he could drink. Buy a fuck ton of glow sticks and some White Castle. Dubstep sounds in the distance. UNCE, 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 UNCE. Never knew this sound had a proper spelling until now. $20 can buy many peanuts. Oh, I have 3 kids and no money. Why can't I have no kids and 3 money? Question mark. Question mark. Explain how. Money can be exchanged for goods and services. Figuring out how fast you can eat a $20 dollar bill. It's 2 times faster eating a $10 bill. Go to a grocery store. Me and my friends could spend hours in a Walmart or a local chain with $29 between us. I like the idea of trying to buy $20 worth of things you see at the grocery store, but never get the tropical, spiky fruit, the fancy ramen in the ethnic food aisle with the packaging all in Korean, the frozen food that you've never even heard of. It would be a fun experiment. I moved to a big city, and the area I live in has immigrants from all over the world. The supermarkets have all kinds of stuff whose labels I can't read. My family made a rule that every time we went shopping, we had to buy something with an unreadable and unillustrated, unhelpful label. You can slightly game it by picking things based on packaging illustrations around them, but it'll always be a bit of a gamble. Like that time we ended up with some candy containing black licorice. Still one of my favorite things to do with a little extra money. Tie it to a thin thread and lay it on the ground. When someone tries to grab it, pull the thread. I did this once in an amusement park with a fake 20 when I was like 13. It was legitimately one of my favorite memories. Imagine having such a wealth of memories that you can claim a best one. Does your memory not work? I'd go to CVS and buy a really expensive nail polish and not feel bad about it. Use receipt to make mummy costume for Halloween. That's making your money work for you.
Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.